because the clip you showed me was GigaChad Oman 1v3ing on Rise mid.
Yeah.
And I watched that like, dude, this guy's good.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
If, for those who didn't see, he 1v2'd versus the AD carry. I don't think he should be able to get collapsed on. You don't see the Neferi in any kind of position. The Nautilus is collapsing on him though, because it's always really important to look at the cross map. LR secure this.
On the Shigenda as well. Rylak's going to drop a ward. He's not far behind. Equalizer put down, immediate flash. Winter's Bite doesn't connect, but you get the Summoner. The Wave as well. Even though it's neutralized out, Crowning and Reckless going to wait for the next while Dragon goes down. Bounce on the tier 3 wave. Oman has just Realm Warped here. He's going to shield up. Winds of War. I mean, that's a win. The wave is gone. Bounce is going to die here. Oman wants the kill desperately. First blood given over. But look at the platings you're going to get, bot.
Yeah, and look at his face. He's so happy. Baus, he forces the Rise ult, which has a long cooldown early. That's a global to help collapse onto him and funnel into Oman. So now it's a case of...
maybe will be there on the precipice, but any fight before that, Shigenda will not have that firepower. Also, losing the flash is something worth mentioning here as Doss just gets chunked out. Belly going for the invade. He now has Cyclone available as well. And Lost Ratones, there are pings going up towards toppers. That's where they're converging, and Bushi has to be careful. Yeah,
on this upcoming Grub fight in a minute's time, I want to see Rylak get to level 6, because that's really where you start spiking. Getting that reset can be really impactful. Before that, you're not that useful. They're invading here onto the level 5 Rylak, and their decision is that Braum Wukong does win this.
Trishop Barrage, though, does some poke damage. Rylak still not level 5. Cyclone there, that's the difference. Going invulnerable, yes, for the blue buff, but Reckless flashes over. The miscommunication. The follow-up from Velia will be a second Cyclone, but he's stretched line back in. Because Reckless went over, they need to hard commit, but Velia's burnt down. He's dead. A second kill going over, and BKR running with it, but Crownie wants to bring it back, and indeed he does. Rylak on the side with his ulti invested, but he knows he can't jump back in. A double to Crownie, and on this Corki, he saved the day.
And it looked like Oman was really set up to win that play because he has the Catalyst, because he looked so tanky, but Crownie comes in and saves
we see a Braum as come back. The skirmishing's impactful. LR trying to use it again as first Grub goes down.
Yeah, I mean, the fight is still here. No Cyclone for Velia. That's really, really important in this kind of fight.
The DOS is isolated for the time being.
Rylak has ulti.
Grub number 2 is going to come down. I'm looking towards it. As you said, Rylak didn't use it last time, didn't want to commit to it, but now can. Triple Grubs. LR showed up to the show, and I mean, usually we're used to them seeing swaps the sides of the map if they're not going to get something. Shigenda might be giving them a little bit of gold injection. The dive under turret, but there's no kill. BKR got away with that objective, and LR
hater is TLDR.
Oh my god, that was easy.
With Symbiotic Soul.
Easy to pull out here. As Ratones just gets picked up on the other side, that's my small tidbit while Dragon's going down. LR again. Dragon contest not going to be there, and double Dragon's
a bunch of damage in AoE from the Rumble ulti, so I just think it's not that worth. But he does get some attention. He does get their attention. And he's going to be on the map very fast because of the Hextech portals as well. Bushi should be fine here.
No, I don't think he is. He's going to be concussive, blowed out, and Crownie just sits under turret. Phosphorus bomb, kited with the autos. Crownie barriers, last turret shot, not enough. Help! DOS is going to get him. Oh my god. You love to see it, but it is Crownie still getting the kill in the end versus the Nautilus.
That last Sheen proc did a lot more damage than I expected from Crownie.
Really,
he got that kill down in bot side under tower. But
a little bit late to the party at BKR.
Yeah, no vision control around top side. They prefer to keep control around bots. It's like BKR, they're going to make a collapse onto bot side. Nemesis.
Walking up on the weak side of the map right now when no one's showing. And yeah, it is indeed, but the spiraling spear comes through. Nemesis dealing with the dive as best he can, but Shigenda tanks it up while meanwhile DOS could be in a shield of despair. Duran comes out first. Well, it is the Herald already taken away. And Baus is just going to run up towards an enemy Rise, but I'm not sure why Baus did that. He's going to shield out, or rather, Justice Punch. Ends up being a trade for objective for kill.
Yeah, it's a really nice pick onto Nemesis here as a cross map, I think. Yeah, I mean, you're using ultimates now. Secure kill onto Nemesis, and because you use those ultis, you can't contest anymore. So you're going to opt the cross map up topside as Oman, funnel him a bunch of gold, get to that tier item for the second, and then maybe play for Soul with a completed Rod of Ages. I think that's your win con now if you're BKR. Keep cross mapping until then.
You talk about 2 items, right? So I come back to that. Like 2 items for both teams, but 2 items, especially when we see Rise, Ezreal, Rumble, like a really big fight where they can get some massive gold injection into this comp.
I think,
is this Greed?
Is it Greed? You have Reckless hovering here.
I'm on. He's trying to get out. Ulti Reckless was so close.
The photo finish.
Dude,
that
like
was really close.
5 more frames, I think Oman's dead.
Yeah, but I think what BKR are exploiting right now, which is really, really good, is the lack of shadowing onto Nemesis on this control mage, who naturally, as an immobile control mage, you aren't very good on side because you have no mobility, you can be caught a lot.
The DOS has paused though, a fight is brewing, double depth charge up, severing bolt from over the wall, and Velya's done some follow-up damage too. With a bit of Rune Prisoner available, Oman tries to threaten them off, but top turret could be going down next with Lost Ratones covering their bases with the trade.
I quite like this now. I think strong sliding Nemesis on side lane is super, super good. It lets him play up more proactively, and now they're going to get the turret off of it after ganking Oman. Not going to be able to have enough gold for that Seras. I'm looking at his items. I was curious of what he'd buy, but still, going to be a little bit more time before he gets
the 750 at first was like, it's expensive and
you know what you're talking about? You're talking about first break. You know what I want to matter again?
What?
I want first blood to matter again.
I mean, it counts in feats of warfare. I'm talking about feats of warfare, you know? The feat thing.
I feel like ever since they got rid of like the bonus gold for first blood.
Oh, I agree.
It just feels so empty now.
We used to be so young and fresh and full of vigor. Now look at us.
Now you're jaded. Ult comes down with Nemesis.
Now I'm just talking about memes. There could be one given over here. Reckless trying to interrupt. Rylak though, he beats him to it. Nemesis is dead first. Reckless might be second. The damage is flying, and Reckless, the second cube hits in the end. Rylak, really nice play. Now on the board in a big way.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. The Q2 really popped Reckless there. That's all of Nefuri's damage, and it managed to land at max range. By his team, Nefuri's one of the best scaling champions in the game.
Yeah.
By far. Like, it probably is one of maybe the best scaling jungler in the game. And in the current meta, and he really is poised to do it, being 202 on 2 item spikes. Almost mercs. They're starting up the Atacon now.
And they burn through it with Bloodlet.
He's driving to it, though.
He's just going for it. The Rise is destroying. The drive might help out a little bit, but it's already gone. A knock-up needed here is damage for Crowny. That's thanks to the ulti from Ezreal. It is an engage, but who's nearby? Velya thinking about how he gets in, but a Realm Warp out, and only one away for the escape. Bounce comes in from the flank. Lost Ratones again need something desperately, but the Equalizer lines him down. Now scared, drawn back in. Reckless immediately dead. Severing bolt set up. Velya's ulti, great. Concaves together. BKR, the team fight, slowly losing away as Nemesis unscathed, untouched. And again, their flanking angles did something for Lost Ratones to pick up 3 kills.
I think that Lost Ratones did a great job of punishing that startup and the Atacon secure. I think this game might have just been thrown off of an Atacon attempt and getting it.
Oman has TP, 10 seconds Aragon, but he ain't going to be here. There's no jungle smite.
Yeah. I mean, all the AoE, I was figuring, you know, in these team fights, Hui not having as much like of a choke to play in because it's just a massive lane to play into. It's not ideal for Hui, but the AoE managed to connect. Now,
famous play, but like they decided what Realm Warp was all about. Where if you click out of it at the last second, you don't go to it, even if you're in the middle of it. Yeah, it is. It's where you're clicking at the time as, hang on a minute, Spiraling Spare came out. Oman might be dead here. He's clawed back in. Reckless can't slow him down any further. Shigenda's now with the Equalizer. Rylak on the wing. Velya thinking about how best to approach the next part of this fight as the outer turret stays standing for now.
I'm concerned. I really am concerned for BKR. Hextech Soul on every single Corki rock hit, on every little severing bolt from Nemesis. It's a roughie. It's a really big roughie. The poke is going to be phenomenal. The slows on the range are going to be phenomenal. They're going to need a really big pop-off performance from Bushi on this doing, and he walks away. Nefuri's not going to be able to make a play, and now they're going to be late onto this Nash start. They're pulled down to bot side. Baus goes up to mid, and they have mid push now for Lost Ratones. So I wonder if this mid tower falls. It looks like it's just going to happen.
Bushi can't defend it. Velya helps whack it down. Shigenda's making movement, but Reckless there to zone him off. The Unbreakable out, but the ult is more important. Shigenda in rotation will flash, but you know he's going to be dropping first. His Equalizer adds not too much. Bushi going to be silenced, slowed, feared, and hit down. Lost Ratones have a Baron. It just spawned, and Shigenda, that was a big mistake.
Can Shigenda spawn in time and TP to the fight?
No.
Absolutely not. So it looks like it's going to be a turn from Baus.
Yeah, but it's a 5 versus 4. Baus gets hit hard, but remember, this guy got some AP to play with. Reckless with the slow. Oman's in the middle of it as well as DOS is just waiting, maybe waiting to get knocked up, and Velya's going to help seal the deal with the permafrost on top, and Crowny picking up the kill. Lost Ratones have enough help to think about Baron Part 2.
I love that play from Baus, punishing the line bush phase check, using the fog of war around the corner. It's like Lost Ratones is not even going to concede anything. Make the picks, defend mid tower, get mid push, and then start up Nash potentially afterwards. And they're not even going to do that. They're not going to risk it. I feel like this might be a little bit too safe. But they do have Hextech portals to get back on the map fast and retake control.
Oman has called a meeting. He's pressed the button, but no one's coming.
I think the idea is that Ryze does a lot of DPS to Nash as well.
Yeah.
The constant EQs, he will just do a lot of damage to Nash, so maybe they could find a way to sneak it, but it just feels like desperation at this point. There's no way they can start it up.
Nemesis just ulti. That was an ulti. Nemesis just
I missed
whiffed.
that completely.
He whiffed an ulti. Lost Ratones without a tool, but at least they have the damage. Here comes Bounce for the hero's entrance, and he has arrived. Lost Ratones have their top laner joined in, and that's Velye's ulti, that's Bounce's ulti, that's Nemesis' ulti. Elder is live. Maybe it doesn't matter here as Oman has just walked on in and Crowny's going to bop him for a few.
Yeah, Oman has no TP as well to get back to this fight. It might be a little bit difficult for BKR to actually walk in, but he does have portals again. The portals are going to help him in terms of his tempo on the chunk. Now, I feel like Lost Ratones, they've been hunting on these starts.
And on a ward, Rylak is now spotted out. Invulnerability down and out. Velya looking for a little bit more than that. The ult is spent. Velya isolated and dead. A shutdown of Shigenda is going to be the trade-off. Bounce gets the Justice Punch. It's nice as Reckless is a new target, but he won't be found. Dos wants a trade line. Not given over. A double kill over to Bounce is all it will take for a 2-for-1.
And finally, the turns actually work out for Lost Ratones. Velya is dead, so they have no smite, which is a potential problem.
One thing is Nemesis backs on a ward there. Luckily, no one in vision nearby. But he's doing the damage. And again, this is way, I can't quote the exact game to you, but I just remember
on this Nash, there's a ward right around the entrance around the Baron.
Yep, they're pulling off.
They're pulling it out.
They're pulling it out.
I don't think they have to. Neferi's nowhere near here, so they're going to threaten and maybe push away the Neferi. But they're tweaking a bit, I feel.
Maybe worried about some of the range poke, I guess. But, you know, playing it safe, nothing wrong with dotting the I's, and then you'll get to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
They just really want to rub their face on it, it feels like. But with this Nash and Elder, surely, surely
closing out the game.
They'll take a tier 2 at least.
And surely they'll move to match point.
Yeah. But again, no, this is nothing, not to take away anything from Lost Ratones. I think they're phenomenally. Faust should be fine here.
He's the target, equalizer. They're full committing to this. He flashes Justice Punch under turret, but it's a double taunt! It's a massacre disaster! Horrible encounter! Oh dear, with Elder, I don't know what the thought was, but he is a Magi's Galio. Probably don't do that again.
Yeah, cross map, onto the Nash, onto Bousey with the Elder, but it just isn't enough. CC down the tower, what are you going to do? And they find the pick. I think this should be game.
I mean, they're going to take it through 2 turrets. As Bounce comes in. You're right, there's 30 seconds on Shigenda. Inhibitor at the very least. Velya now hovering, using this one Baron minion. And one gets to clear that, but not before the inhibitor drops down. Nemesis has TP, by the way, if it is going to end with this next push.
And they can just move into topside here. There's no bot lane push, no minions to work with there, so it could end up just being a double inhibitor. This is either double inhibitor or just a straight up ace and wipe and end.
Reckless connected onto Oman. There's the threat. Elder is now... No, it hasn't expired. Excuse me. Why did I speak? Dos gets chunked. True Shot Barrage blocked by Reckless. Double inhibitor. A dive in. Maybe this ends it because Rylak stepped too far forward. Cyclone up. Reposition onto Oman. Yes, a trade is big, but with Elder still ticking over, there's executes to be had. Velya jumps in. It's getting really messy, but surely Nemesis will clean it all up. Range necessary. Range easy for this mid laner of Lost Ratones, but even under the turret, Elder Reckless gets a piece of the pie. Next turret going to be flying soon as Barrett's helping out the minions do work. You know what? This ending has not been clean, but it's been entertaining. It's been delicious. It has been a match point worth celebrating here as Lost Ratones are in good spirits in a 2-0 start.
They took absolutely no